Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss very important current affair of 18th of March 2021. You can see two best images of the day, but today we will discuss 14 to 15 very important and the most important current affair. So watch video till last, but I'm requesting you all the students that you have to like this video, you have to share as maximum as possible and you have to subscribe our channel if you are new on this platform. First of all, we will talk about Affairs Cloud application that named as Careers Cloud. So guys, remember the name of the application is Careers Cloud. You can download with very simple method. You have to go to the description box. We put a link in the description box for downloading this application. This is the very simplest way. And after downloading, you have to log in with your email ID and it is from the Gmail. And guys, remember after login, you will receive this type of the screen. And you have to click on this crack current affairs, and what we are providing under these current affairs, we are providing daily type of the current affairs, and under the daily current affairs section we are providing three sections. One is the daily content. It means the daily detailed current affair will be provided to you in the form of PDF. Next is the question and answer PDF. It means all the theoretical current affair of particular day will be provided to you in the format of question and answer so that you can revise the current affair very easily. Next is the quiz format so that you can test your knowledge by this quiz method of daily current affairs. Next is the weekly. Under the weekly section, for every week we are providing three sections. One is the detailed current affair of particular week. Next is the question and answer format of the particular week. Next is the test format of the current affairs of particular week. Next is the monthly section, and it is the most important section because we are providing various type of the PDF according to your exam. Like first PDF is the detailed current affair of particular month. It means detailed and theoretical format of the current affair will be provided to you so that you can revise all the current affairs according to detailed analysis. Next is the question and answer format of the current affairs. It means all the theoretical current affairs will be provided to you in the format of question and answer so that you can revise the current affair again and again. Next is the top 100 current affairs. Top 100, it means best 100 current affair will be provided to you in the format of question and answer so that you can revise again and again. Next is the pocket PDF, and this is very important because you can revise current affairs before your exam very quickly in theoretical format. So all these things will be provided to you under this subscription, like daily current affairs, weekly current affairs and the monthly current affairs. We are also providing you special current affairs. Special current affair means like budget and economic survey current affairs, banking related current affairs, and in the banking related current affairs we are providing in the question and answer format of the PDF and also the quiz format of the current affairs so that you can test your knowledge. Next is the exam PDF. It means you can cover all the exams and the best news under the exam PDF. Next is we are providing topic wise PDF. This is our new section that we are providing topic wise PDF. Almost 20 type of the PDFs provided under this section. Like you can see here, apps and web portal for 2021, like Jan and Feb month is completed. Now we compiled Jan and Feb, all apps and web portal. Next, important days of Jan and Feb 2021. Next is books and author of 2021. So all type of the PDFs will be provided to you under this section. So this is known as the topic wise current affair. Next, we are also providing the state wise current affair. You belong to any state, we are providing all states and the UT current affairs in the systematic manner, and all these current affairs are available in Hindi as well as in English. So you guys will get daily, weekly, monthly and the special current affair, and this is very huge to prepare for any exam. And guys, these things can improve your current affairs section definitely, and your current affairs section will go strong. And guys, remember, you have to download this application Careers Cloud, that is Learn to Lead, and you can download with very simple method. You can go to the description box, and in the description box we put a link, and by clicking on that link you can download this application. And when you are clicking on this application, then you will get 1 year subscription as well as 2 year subscription, and both the subscription price is very much low. And on that minimal price you can get extra 10% discount if you use this code ASH10, then you will get definitely 10% extra discount on that minimal price. So let's start today's current affair, that is the 18th of March 2021, and I am requesting you all the students that you have to like this video, share this video as maximum as possible, and subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform. So let's start our first most important question section, and here is the first question. Who became the world biggest wealth gainer? So the question is very important because we are not talking about the world biggest wealthy person. We are talking about world biggest wealth gainer in 2021 as per the richest Bloomberg's billionaire index. So it is the most important question, and this person gained so much amount. This person gained $16.2 billion. $16.2 billion, guys. This is a huge amount, and answer of this question is Gautam Adani. It means this person is ahead of Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, and you can say the Elon Musk, the founder of or the CEO of Tesla. So this is according to the Bloomberg's billionaire index. So guys, remember who is the world biggest wealth gainer in 2021? That is Gautam Adani. So you can see here Gautam Adani, chairman of Gautam Adani, becomes the world biggest wealth gainer in 2021, who is currently the chairman of Adani Group, ahead of Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk as the recent Bloomberg's billionaire index. And Gautam Adani gained almost about 16.2 billion USD and was followed by Google co-founder Larry Page, who has gained 14.3 billion USD in the 2020. This is a data compiled for the year of 2020, but this is known as world biggest wealth gainer in 2021. And now he became the 26th richest person in the world. It means we are talking about, if we are talking about all the list of the Bloomberg's billionaire index, then Gautam Adani rank is 26th. And you can remember Mukesh Ambani rank is 11th in the Bloomberg's index. And in the current situation, in today's current affair, who is the most richest person? Who is the most richest person on this earth? Then answer is Jeff Bezos. So remember, Jeff Bezos, second rank goes to Elon Musk. This is till today's current affair. Jeff Bezos is on the first and Elon Musk is on the second, and Mukesh Ambani is on the 11th and Gautam Adani is on the 26th. So you have to remember these all things, because Adani has rapidly expanding, like they are adding the ports, airports, data centers and coal mines in India. So that's why their wealth is also increasing. So you have to remember Gautam Adani. Now we are moving to next question. Who won the Pritzker Architecture Prize 2021? So the most important keyword under this question is this Pritzker Architecture Prize. Guys, you have to remember this award was announced by Tom Pritzker, and this is the highest honor in the field of architecture. And this award was established by the Pritzker family of Chicago, a very wealthy family, and this was established in 1979. And this award was announced by one of the family member of the Pritzker, that is known as Tom Pritzker. So answer is not Tom Pritzker, because he announced the award. So answer is both A and C, Anne Lecton and the Jean Philip Wessel. So remember this. So you can see here the picture of Anne Lecton and the Jean Philip Wessel. And Pritzker Architecture Prize 2021 awarded to Paris-based duo. It means both belongs to France, and Anne Lecton and the Jean-Philippe Wessel. So you can see here, this is the highest honor in the field of architecture. You have to remember this. The Paris-based duo won the award for their various social housing projects undertaken by the Paris-based studio, that is known as Lecton and the Wessel. So you have to remember, they have a jointly formed known as the Lecton and the Wessel. Anne Lecton became the first French female architect to win this prize. So this is the most important line, because she is the first French female who won prize in this architecture category, that is Anne Lecton. And guys, remember, overall, if we are talking about from 1979, because this award was started in 1979, then from 1979 to till date, total 6 women received this prize, including Anne Lecton. So remember, Anne Lecton is the 6th woman overall. The prize was established by Pritzker family of Chicago through the Hyatt Foundation in 1979. Just remember, this was announced or started in 1979. And architect Balakrishna Doshi from India won the Pritzker Prize Architecture in 2018. So guys, this is again important thing if we are talking about India, because he is the only Indian and the first Indian to win this prize, known as architect Balakrishna Doshi from Indian side. You have to remember. And this Pritzker Prize consists of 1 lakh USD and a bronze medal. So remember, 1 lakh USD. So so many things you can remember under this news. One is the Pritzker Architecture Prize goes to Anne Lecton and Jean-Philippe Wessel. Both belongs to which country? Both belongs to France. And you can also see here, Anne Lecton became the first French female and overall 6th woman who received this award. And this award was started in 1979, and from Indian side this award was won by Balakrishna Doshi. So these things you have to remember and you have to keep in your mind. Now we are moving to next question. Which state ranked first in the state-wise distribution of high net worth individuals according to Wealth Report 2020 released by Huron India? And guys, we are talking about high net worth individuals in this state, and maximum high net worth individuals exist in the Maharashtra. So answer of this question is Maharashtra, and second state is Uttar Pradesh. So you have to remember that Maharashtra ranked first in the state-wise distribution of high net worth individual households with $56,000. $56,000 millionaire household, followed by the Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and the Gujarat. But you have to remember first two states. One is the Maharashtra, second is the Uttar Pradesh. And this report is known as the Wealth Report 2020, and it is released by Huron India. And guys, remember, Maharashtra has the highest gross state domestic product and also contributing about 16% of the national GDP. It means 16% of the national GDP comes only from the Maharashtra, because Bollywood is there, so many industries are there, so many industrialists are there. So that's why there is a huge gross domestic product, gross state domestic product, and also they are contributing 16% of the national GDP. You can also see here Maharashtra has 56,000 millionaire households, highest in India, and second rank goes to UP. If we are talking about the city wise, then Mumbai is home for the most millionaires, followed by Delhi. So you can see here Maharashtra ranked first in the state wise distribution, and Maharashtra has high net worth individuals with $56,000 millionaire households, followed by the Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Gujarat. But you have to remember just first two states. Maharashtra has the highest gross state domestic product and growth rate of about 13.16%. This is the growth rate of the Maharashtra state. That is huge, and this is the highest growth rate in any state. Mumbai is home to the most millionaires, followed by Delhi, Calcutta, Bengaluru, and Chennai. If you can recall this line, that is very important, because Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta, Bengaluru, and Chennai, these are the metropolitan city, and maximum millionaires are basically residing in these cities. So guys, you have to remember this is very important, because based on this report, the happiness index is about 72%, whereas it is 85% in 2019. It means people are now less happy if we are comparing to the 2019. So under this index, happiness report is also published. So 72% people are happy now. So recently, you have to remember, Roshni Nadar Malhotra, the chairperson of the HCL Technology, has topped the Kotak Wealth Huron India 2020. So remember, she is currently the chairperson of the HCL Technology and has topped the Kotak Wealth Huron India 2020 and was named as India's richest woman. So this is most important thing you have to remember. Roshni Nadar, daughter of Shiv Nadar, and she is currently the chairperson of HCL Technology. Now we are moving to the next question. What is the name of Indian Ocean Surveillance and Nuclear Missile Tracking Vessel which was commissioned recently? So the most important thing under this question, that this ship is known as the Nuclear Missile Tracking Ship, or the vessel. So it can track the nuclear missiles, and it is one of the largest warship to be built at Indian Yard, and it was originally commissioned into the Indian Navy in a secret manner in October 2020. It was inducted in Indian Navy and commissioned in Indian Navy in a secret manner. And its main purpose is to monitor missile launches at long distances, like Pakistan is launching some missile, China is launching some missile, or any country is launching some missile. Then this vessel can track these nuclear missiles, and it can also monitor the telemetry data of strategic missile launched by Indian during trials. So this is very important, and name of this INS ship is Indian Naval Ship Dhruv. So remember, Indian Navy ship Dhruv is the nuclear missile tracking vessel. So this is the most important keyword you can cover this question. INS Kesari, INS Kiltan, and Aravat is basically linked to the mission Sagar, all the mission Sagar. So remember, Kesari, Kiltan, and Aravat, we covered this question in the last section. So you can recall this question from the last video. India commissioned secretive nuclear missile tracking vessel named as INS Dhruv. You can also see here, now with this commissioning, India became the fifth country after United States of America, France, Russia, and China to possess such a tracking device, that is the nuclear tracking device. And it is to monitor missile launches at long distances, and it is also to monitor the telemetry data of strategic missile launched by the Indian during trials, and it is also detecting the launch of missiles by the adversary countries like Pakistan, China, and it will also monitor the Indian Ocean bed, that how much nuclear we can more and more extract. So this is the basic function of this vessel. And guys, remember, most important organization which is linked for this INS Dhruv, that is NTRO, National Technical Research Organization, where is the headquarters? New Delhi, and it was established in 2004. Who is currently the chief of this organization? Anil Dasmana. But this is not so much important. So you have to remember the most important organization which is related to this vessel, that is National Technical Research Organization. Because because NTRO and DRDO jointly developed this vessel that is known as INS Dhruv and delivered to the Indian Navy. And DRDO, you all know, DRDO's headquarters is in New Delhi, and who is the head? G. Satish Reddy. Now we are moving to next question. India was the dash most polluted country in the world in 2020 according to 2020 World Air Quality Report. So there are three questions basically under this index that is known as 2020 World Air Quality Report. One is the country-wise rank, who is the worst country in the air quality index. Next is the capital city ranking of India, like Delhi and other country's capital. Next is the city-wise ranking, which city is basically topped in the poor air quality index or the world air quality index. And India, first of all, we are comparing with the countries, and the worst country with worst air quality, that is the Bangladesh. Bangladesh rank is on the first. It means the very worst air quality. Next is rank goes to Pakistan. Pakistan is on the second and India is on the third, guys. So answer of this question is third. So you have to remember Bangladesh on the first, second is the Pakistan, third is the India. And if you are talking about the capital city ranking, Delhi is on the first. It means the maximum polluted capital city is the Delhi, and second is the Dhaka. So India's third most polluted country, if we are comparing the capital city, then Delhi is the most polluted capital city. And if you are comparing the normal cities, then answer should be again China. China is on the world most polluted city, and most polluted city of China is Hotan, or the Hotan of China came first, followed by India's Ghaziabad and Bulandshahr, Uttar Pradesh. It means out of the top three cities who are most polluted, two cities belongs to India, and both the two cities belongs to Uttar Pradesh. One is the Ghaziabad, second is the Bulandshahr. And guys, remember, Delhi is the most polluted capital city. If we are talking about only the capital cities, then Delhi is the most polluted capital city all over world, and Dhaka is on the second, and Ulaanbaatar of Mongolia is on the third number. And India is on the third most polluted country in the world in 2020 after Bangladesh and Pakistan. And if we are comparing the top 50 most polluted city, then out of 50, 35 cities belongs to India. This is a very worst news for India, because so much pollution level is going high after COVID-19. The rapid rise of the pollution is so much dangerous for India, because due to COVID-19 the pollution, or you can say the environment, is very much healthy, but now after the COVID-19, or you can say the post COVID-19, the environment become again dangerous. The ranking were based on the annual average particulate matter of 2.5. It means the diameter is 2.5 micron of the year 2020. It covered 106 countries. So guys, three things are very important under this question, as I told you in the starting, that country-wise, the most pollutant country is Bangladesh, second Pakistan, third is India. If we are talking about the capital city pollution, then Delhi is on the top. That is the maximum polluted capital city, Delhi. Second is Dhaka. Third is the Ulaanbaatar of the Mongolia. So remember this. And if we are talking about only the cities, then it is Hatton, or the Hatton of the China. Second is Ghaziabad, and third is Bulandshahr of Uttar Pradesh. So you have to remember these three things. And this report, like known as the 2020 World Air Quality Report, is released by one of the organization that is known as IQ Air. This IQ Air stands for Swiss Air Technology Company. It means this company headquarters is in Switzerland. So you have to remember these basic things about the air quality index. This is the most important index which is released every year. And guys, you have to remember there is another index that is released by the United States, and it is known as United States Air Quality Index 2020. Remember, it is IQ Air Quality Index, and it is United States Air Quality Index 2020. And according to United States Air Quality Index, Lahore topped the list of world most polluted cities. But if you are talking about the IQ Air Quality Index, then it is Hatton of the China. Now we are moving to the next question, and it is the very important question section. Here is our first question. Indian Railway has successfully connected the two ends of the main arc of the world highest railway bridge. What is the name of this bridge? This is the old question basically. At that time it was inaugurated. Now we connected the two ends of this bridge, and this bridge is known as the Chenab Bridge. So answer of this question is D. We are not discussing so much because we already discussed this question, and we completed these lower ends connection and lower ends of the arc of the world highest railway bridge Jammu Kashmir connected, and it is on the Chenab bridge. So guys, you have to remember about the Chenab river. Chenab river is basically originating from the Himachal Pradesh, and there are two rivers which is known as the, one is the Chandar, second is the Baga, and after confluence of the Chandar and Baga, it become the Chenab river or the Chandar Baga river. And guys, remember, this river origination point is Baralachla Pass in Himachal Pradesh. So you can see here, the bridge total length is 1.315 kilometer. This is very important. You have to remember the length of this bridge, and this bridge height is 359 meter. This is again important thing because this is the highest bridge, because its height is 35 meter higher than the Eiffel Tower of the Paris, France. So this is very important because this is the highest bridge, and this bridge is built by the Konkan Railway Corporation. This another point you have to remember, and total cost is 12,000 crore, but it is not so much important. The bridge is connecting Katara and the Srinagar in the Rasai district of the Jammu Kashmir Union Territory. So guys, remember 2 or 3 points. What is the length? What is the height? Second, it is constructed by which corporation or the company? Third, it is connecting which two ends, like Katara to Srinagar it is connecting. So these 3 or 4 things are important. Now we are moving to next question. Which former Indian cricketer was inducted into the Professional Golf Tour of India as a board member? So this is a mixed question because we are talking about a Indian cricketer, but we are also talking about a Golf Tour of India organization. So we inducted, or you can say this organization inducted a Indian cricketer for promoting the golf in India. So it means this cricketer will be working towards the development of the golf in the country. So the main function of this cricketer will be like convincing the corporates to associate and invest in Indian golf, so that maximum to maximum investment in the Indian golf can be increased. And also he will work towards the getting more attention from the sponsors and investors and making golf more popular in India, because it is a very popular game outside India. So that's why to increase the sponsors and to increase the investors under this game, so that it can be popular in India. And answer of this question, one of the World Cup winner of Indian cricket team of 1983, that is Kapil Dev. So you can see here, Kapil Dev inducted as the Professional Golf Tour of India as a board member. So guys, you have to remember, Professional Golf Tour of India is a basically controlling body of the professional golf in India. And who is the CEO? Uttam Singh Mundi. But you don't have to remember this Uttam Singh Mundi. It is not so much important. President is Gautam Thapar. You can remember the president of this organization, Golf Tour of India, is Gautam Thapar. And where is the headquarter? Headquarter is in Gurugram or Gurgaon in Haryana, and it was established in 2006. But don't remember so much information. Just remember Gautam Thapar, and headquarter is in Gurugram, Haryana. Now we are moving to next question. Which bank and Indian Oil Corporation Limited inked the first SOFR, that is secured overnight financing rate linked external commercial borrowing deal, by replacing the London interbank offer rate? Earlier, all the banks are using the interbank offer rate for lending any type of the borrowings or any type of the money. Then they are using the London interbank offer rate. But now so many currencies are quitting this London interbank offer rate. So that's why banks are shifting to the SOFR, that is known as secured overnight financing rate. Now this bank who is linking with the IOCL, that is SBI, State Bank of India. So you have to remember this. So you can see here, SBI and Indian Oil Corporation inked India's first LIBOR alternative rated deal. So you can see here that in 2017, United Kingdom decided to stop LIBOR, the international benchmark reference rate, lending by December 2021, and suggested using the other alternate reference rates. And like most important 5 currencies under LIBOR, like United States dollar or US dollar, next is Swiss franc, euro, sterling or the yen. These are also quitting this LIBOR system. So that's why there is a need of alternate reference rates, which are under a very fragmented manner. So you can see here, this SOFR linked external commercial borrowing deal is about $100 million with a maturity of 5 years. The deal made by the SBI and IOCL is the first SOFR linked external commercial borrowing deal in India. What is this external commercial borrowing? This is again important thing. It is a loan availed by the Indian entity from a non-resident lender with a minimum average maturity. So this is the external commercial borrowing, and this is done through this SOFR. So guys, you have to remember this is the important word under this question: secured overnight financing rate. So 5 currencies under the LIBOR like United States dollar will exit by the end of June 2023, and the 4 currencies like Swiss franc of Switzerland, euro, sterling and the yen by the end of December 2021. It means the main 5 currencies are quitting this LIBOR system. So secured overnight financing rate and sterling overnight interbank average rate are the two alternatives or the best alternatives against this LIBOR, but only a few swap deals were linked to them internationally. But if the countries are still using this type of the system, it can be popular like the LIBOR. So Indian SBI Bank is using this now with the IOCL. And guys, remember about IOCL. IOCL was established in 1959. Headquarters is in New Delhi, and who is the chairperson? Shrikant Madhav Vaidya. Now we are moving to next question. Which state or UT approved rupees 2 lakhs worth interest-free housing loan under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban or Prime Minister Awas Yojana Urban? Because there is a target of housing for all by the year of 2022. So this is the target under the Prime Minister Awas Yojana Urban. Already they are giving 1.66 lakh rupees as interest free loan, but now they are adding 2 lakh more. It means now they can avail, beneficiaries can avail 3.66 lakhs for their housing projects, and this state or UT is guys Jammu and Kashmir. So you can see here Jammu and Kashmir government approves interest free loan worth rupees 2 lakh rupees for beneficiaries of Prime Minister Awas Yojana Urban. And you can also see here it is to provide additional interest free loan up to the rupees 2 lakhs for the construction of houses. And guys, remember, it is the additional loan. Already they are basically taking 1.66 lakhs for as an interest free loan, but now they are getting the additional 2 lakh rupees. It means total 3.66 lakh rupees now they can get under the Prime Minister Awas Yojana Urban, and it is for the economically weaker section under this Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban, and main target is housing for all by the year of 2022. And guys, who is the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir? Manoj Sinha. Manoj Sinha is currently the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir. And there is a very famous national park, that is Dachigam National Park in Jammu and Kashmir. You have to remember this. Moving to next question. TriFed signed MOU with which organization for the development of tribal communities? So it is very simple question, because TriFed organization was created by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs for the tribal communities welfare and for the development of the skill in the tribal communities. And this organization who tied up with the TriFed for the development of tribal communities, Craft Village Organization. So remember, this is a very important question because we are talking about the tribal affairs, and who is the Union Minister of Tribal Affairs? Union Minister of Tribal Affairs is Arjun Munda. And guys, remember, under this agreement, the main focus is to develop a customized community-based creative manufacturing system that helps take these products as a global audience, so that these tribal communities can explore best to best design and can create a global audience so that their income can be enhanced. So you can see here TriFed exchanges MOU with the Craft Village for design development as well as the skill development programs for tribal artisans and the craft persons. It means both TriFed and the Craft Village will work towards developing function and global appealing ideas. It means all the ideas of the Craft Village will be shared to these communities so that their income can be enhanced and their products can be promoted on the e-commerce websites at the global level. So main initiatives to increase or sustainable livelihood can be provided to these tribal communities. What about the TriFed? Remember about TriFed? TriFed means Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation of India, and its headquarter of TriFed is in New Delhi. And who is the managing director? Praveer Krishna. Remember, Praveer Krishna is the managing director of TriFed. Don't remember about Craft Village. Craft Village is not so much important for you. So you can see here, Craft Village is a social organization working for the training and promotion of the craft sector for the overall development of the tribal communities, like Madhya Pradesh tribal communities, like Northeastern tribal communities. So this is the main function. It is to develop a customized community-based creative manufacturing system that helps take these products to a global audience through the e-commerce websites. So both TriFed and the Craft Village will work towards developing developing functional and the global appealing ideas. And these ideas or new designs can be provided through the workshops. The development products will be marketed by the TriFed. It means all the developer products by the tribal community will be marketed by the TriFed through its Tribal India network of outlets and online platform, so that their income can be enhanced. So main function is just to increase the livelihood of the tribal community. I already covered the TriFed. Now we are moving to the next section, and it is the important question section. Here is the question: who chaired 6th India Brazil South Africa Women Forum meeting? So the most important question under this question is this IPSA. So IPSA is a group of 3 countries known as the India, Brazil, South Africa, and this organization was created in 2003. But the women wing of this organization, like India, Brazil, South Africa organization, women wing is created in 2007. It is just to increase the, or you can say it is just to provide the opportunities to the women, and so that women entrepreneurship can be increased. And who chaired this meeting? Samriti Irani, who is currently the Women and Development Minister and the Textile Union Minister. So you can see here IPSA, 6th India, Brazil, South Africa Women Forum meeting held. And it is for the development of the women, and also enhancing mutual cooperation in bridging gender gaps, so that maximum to maximum training can be provided to the women, so that they can become the self-reliant. And main aim to ensure improving the status and condition of the women by addressing the structural and institutional barriers and providing best to best opportunity to the women. So by this, women startups can be increased and women empowerment can also be increased. So what about IPSA? IPSA was created in 2003, already covered, and its women wing was created in 2007. And there is a IPSA fund which was also created in 2004, which was functional in 2006. And this fund is only utilized for the women development and to complete this bridging gender gap. So this is the main function of this IPSA fund. So now we are moving to the one-liner important points, and here is the first question. The book titled Gandhi in Bombay by author Usha Thakkar and Sandhya Mehta. So this book is not so much important, but why we are covering under one-liner important points? Because of this name, Gandhi ji. So remember, the book name is Gandhi in Bombay, and it is authored by Usha Thakkar and the Sandhya Mehta. So guys, remember, this book is a part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. That is also known as the India at the rate 75, is a series of events to be organized by the government of India to commemorate the 75th anniversary of India's independence. So this is main initiative of the book. So guys, you have to just remember the name. Next, Tech Mahindra planned to purchase 70% of the stake from Perigord Asset Holding Limited. Just remember this line. Tech Mahindra purchased some share in this company. Nothing important under this question. Next, RBI imposed rupees 2 crore penalty on the SBI for regulatory violation. This is important news for the banking aspirants. Like you can see, RBI is imposed 2 crore rupees for to the SBI. So this penalty is for the deficiencies in the regulatory compliance, and it is not the first time that SBI was fined so much amount, like 2 crore. Earlier in 2019, SBI was fined rupees 7 crore. This is again huge, like 3 times huge or 3.5 times huge. SBI was fined rupees 7 crore by the RBI in 2019 for violating norms related to the non-performing asset. So this is not the first time. So you have to remember, SBI will give 2 crore rupees as a fine. Next, India-Finland Virtual Summit 2021. It is for the 5G technology and the 6G technology. So you guys have to remember that India and Finland now will work on the research and development of the 5G and the coming generation technology, that is the 6th generation technology. And you can also remember the major companies from Indian side who are collaborating with the Finland companies, that is Wipro and the Tech Mahindra will collaborate the Finland companies for developing 5G and the 6G technology for use in India and the other markets. And guys, remember about Finland. Finland's capital is Helsinki and currency is Euro. Now we are moving to the next point, and it is Asia Pacific region to achieve just 10% targets of United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and this report is published by UN SCAP report. So guys, nothing important. This organization is also not important, that is known as the UN SCAP. This SCAP stands for Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. So according to this report, that South Asia region is very much slow, and this region can only achieve 10% of the targets of sustainable development goals, which have to achieve by the year of 2030, and total goals are 70. And if we are decoding these 17 goals, total goals are 140 goals. Total goals are 140 goals, and only 9 out of 140 goals can be achieved by this Asia Pacific region in the South Asia area. So you have to remember that Asia and the Pacific sustainable development goal progress is very much low. They can only achieve this 10% of the sustainable development goals. Next is the air quality management panel is set to partner with the premier technical institutions to establish decision support system, because to improve the air quality, because you can see Delhi is the worst capital city in the air quality index. So there is a need to improve the air quality, and there is a air quality commission which was set up in 2020, who is the chairman of this air quality commission, that is Kutty. Now we are moving to the question of the day, and question of the 17th March 2021 was the transfer of the minerals from the topsoil to subsoil through soil water is called. This process is known as, guys, leaching, and this process is very common in the rainy areas. If the rainfall is high, then the upper minerals will leach, like silicon is leached, aluminium is leached, and the lower minerals will be upgraded. So this process is known as the leaching. And very important soil of India, one of the very important soil of India, that is laterite soil, also formed by this process of leaching. Now we are moving to the question of the day. Question of the day is, which institution has the final authority to interpret the Constitution of India? So this is very important. Even Parliament can pass the law, but after passing the law, one authority can challenge this law. So this is the under Constitution, and this institution, it means the final authority to interpret the Constitution of India. So you guys have to comment only in the comment box, and please provide 700 plus likes. Please subscribe this channel if you like this video, if you like this channel, and please press the bell button so that you can receive the notification on time. And it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section, definitely. And guys, thank you so much for watching this video, because 90 to 95% current affair which are coming in your exams are covered by Affairs Cloud. This is the genuinity of Affairs Cloud. This is the hard work of Affairs Cloud team. And always remember, download Affairs Cloud application, that is known as Careers Cloud, and after downloading you can subscribe 1 year current affairs and 2 year current affairs, but the price of the subscription is very much low, and you can use this code as 10 to discount more. It means you can get 10% more discount. So guys, again, don't take life so much serious. Life is fun. Always be happy. Happiness is the key of success. And guys, take care of yourself. Thank you guys. Take care and bye bye.